All right, we're back. And I believe that the echo is fixed. Um,
We are sorry about that. 50% off on Dick Dazzled and Okolelu.
yep,
50%
yep.
off.
Our sponsors are really fucking us right now because that is not what is happening. Okay. All right, we got it. So back to the show. Back to the show, part two of the day, number 2.8. There is a little room echo in there that I heard though. Let's see if NVIDIA broadcast will do a little more of the room echo strength and noise removal. And but we're learning on the fly. Speaking of flies, have you ever seen The Fly, the 1980s movie by Jeff Goldblum? Yeah, me neither. So next topic.
Yeah. I was like, uh, so I think what we're going to talk about this time is we kind of got pinned into the whole Christmas thing. We jumped the gun a
Yeah,
little bit. Like last week, it was Thanksgiving. We were like, ooh, the holidays are coming. We got to actually talk about it, all this kind of stuff. And now
yeah,
we can't talk about anything but Christmas until Christmas comes. So deal with
yeah.
it, right? But that being said, me being a transplant to Hawaii, you being a transplant, I want to hear your take on navigating the holidays with the family.
Ooh. So luckily none of my family lives here, but my second family, which is my girlfriend's family, we're doing a white elephant. That is the way to go. That is a way to go with a second family or like a family that you're like, fuck, man. They're
Please,
Filipino. They got like they got
please,
45 family members.
please tell me.
So the game of white elephant is nah, you gotta fucking I think our limit is $25 or $30 or something like that.
It's not that. I think we talked about this last time. But the whole thing with white elephant, and everybody always brings it to you, and they're like, our family is white elephant. Like, oh, okay, cool. Like, you don't and they try to make it like this
I
whole
don't
like
even know what
real
that
thing.
means. I don't even know what that means.
Exactly, right? I was like, dude, white elephant. Oops, it's a steal presents.
Yeah,
That's how the game works. Stop it.
right.
Stop.
All these crybabies, like when you're stealing their presents, that is like the name of the game.
We'll say this. This is how I navigate the holidays.
Yeah.
Don't.
I feel like Christmas, birthday gifts, I'm just not a big gift guy, but
It's
like,
not even about the gifts. Go back. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah.
okay, I get it. You fishing. Good for you. Like I don't want to. Like I would rather like come back at a different time, have a real conversation, and just like
It's different for me at Christmas and Thanksgiving because at Christmas I tend to get a little bit more toastier, and you know, it just yeah, I get a little bit more roastier, and then I don't know, I just like the feeling of Christmas more than I like Thanksgiving. Like Christmas gifts, like whatever and shit like that, but I feel like I guess Thanksgiving is like kind of about family and shit like that, but I feel like Christmas is like kind of like more about like family and just like depends on the family you're with, but you know, it's just I I don't like Santa. I hate Santa. I hate Santa. That is a hard take. Because the idea of Santa, millions of kids go to malls and sit on Santa's lap and they wish for gifts that they're never going to get So it just leads them to like a fucking, hey, Santa's ain't gonna give you shit. It's a good life lesson though. Like if you want a gift, you got to work for it on your own. But the idea of Santa, like a, a jolly guy, and you got to lie to kids until they figure out that Santa's not real, and then it's awkward when you're like half the kids know that Santa's real and the other half know that Santa's not real. And it kind of equates to like if you're believing in Santa, you're dumb, but not really. You're just believing in like the mysticals of life.
So that being said, I just want to let you guys know that Musubi is actually Jewish. So negate all that shit.
I'm actually Kwanzaan.
They don't fuck with terror.
What do Indian people and Arab people celebrate on Christmas? That's like Christmas.
Yeah,
Christmas.
we'll be right back. We'll be right back. Thank you to our sponsors, Dick Dazzle and Okole Lube.
Okole lube. Hey, just take it easy. You just got to take it easy. But yeah, nobody knows.
No, but like staying in the whole like Christmas thing, I think Christmas parties are always like hot because you only have like everybody always wants you to come to their Christmas party. You got to do the thing. You got to play the part. You got to be the Kris Kringle of the party, so to speak. You know
Yeah.
what I mean? It's just a little much. So we're going to talk today about how we navigate this.
Okay. Are you talking about friends' Christmas parties? Are you talking about work Christmas parties?
All of it.
All of them.
So
Yeah.
first, we have so many leagues before it just gets diluted.
Yeah,
Right.
that's true.
So realistically, you can only go to what, like 2, 3, maybe 4 Christmas parties. You have to pick and choose. I think we have to be okay with picking and choosing.
Yeah.
Right.
Well, that's when you look at your social hierarchy of people that you care about and be like, oh, sorry, I can't make your Christmas party. I don't like you.
Which brings me
How to press a present? Oh, okay.
to present, but you can't put a price on a friend. How much is that friend worth?
Well, a
And
true friend doesn't care about value
you think, but here's the
or
thing:
a price value.
I have great friends. Some people that want you to go to weddings. They're like, "Yeah, come to my wedding. It's gonna be amazing." Cool. It's only gonna cost me $3,000. You're
Yeah.
not a $3,000 friend,
Yeah.
right? You might be a 2,000.
You
Maybe
got to pick your weddings. Like,
have to.
yeah.
And if you want to,
I went to a wedding and my bank account was in the negative, and I was like, "Oh shit!"
dude, seriously, I'll
What?
pay
Yeah.
I will literally to not have a blue suit again. I will
When
pay
are, when are you
$200.
gonna see it? When are you
Yes,
gonna see it?
I will never wear it again. I don't care how good you think you look in it. I'll never wear it again. Stop it.
Yep,
Stop
I agree. That's why when I get married, t-shirt casual, t-shirt and board shorts.
it. Tell you like the funniest thing. It's like, yeah, it's Aloha Cash.
Yeah,
It's like, what's Aloha Cash? I feel like Aloha is cash. So what is Aloha Cash?
I feel like that's too dressed up for what everyone else is doing.
What would
Because
you wear to Aloha?
a t-shirt and board shorts, I'd be like, "Fuck these Aloha Cash guys." I would Aloha Cash means Aloha shirt, obviously. It's like you're a lawyer or you're working for the bank. So it's like or for the state. You're wearing Aloha shirt and fucking khakis and shoes. That's aloha casual. And shoes.
I feel like you can get away with shoes if you go like slacks and a nice shirt. You can wear slippers. You don't think so?
To a wedding? I mean, you can get away with technically anything, but they are expecting you to wear shoes. But I don't really wear shoes. Well, now I do. You know, I'm aloha cash for work. Collared shirt, shorts or jeans, and shoes. I'm not wearing slippers. But I did wear slippers to my training and a t-shirt and a hoodie. And I was the least dressed person there. I'm like, are you guys kidding me?
All
We're
right.
learning about this bullshit and you guys are fucking dressed up to learn about this shit?
So can we line this up real quick and finish this topic where it's literally Christmas parties, do's and don'ts? Give me your top three do's.
For Christmas parties,
Yes.
number one do, don't be the most drunkest person at the party. Number two do is introduce yourself to everybody. Like if you just walk in and then you don't have to talk to them, but just introduce yourself.
All right. That being said, though, do you do like the Irish goodbye though, or are you gonna say goodbye to
Depends on how I'm feeling. Sometimes I feel like an Irish goodbye. Sometimes I feel like I gotta say goodbye. But depends on how the party's going and how the people are that I interact with when I do my introduction. Like I ain't trying to fucking talk to all these ba fucking the whole time. But sometimes you'll be like by like the food table, like eating something, or by the bar. You'll strike up a good conversation or whatever like that. And sometimes you feel obligated to say bye to somebody. Not, morally obligated because you're like, hey, this is how fucking your life works. Like you meet cool people and then you fucking say hello and goodbye or whatever.
Can I
But
say something?
most people, yeah.
Feel like which is this is all just bar banter. But bar banter is Irish goodbye is like a nice way of leaving the party because you want the party to continue the way it was. So you're basically like, if you say goodbye, then everybody else is going to be like, you know what? He's right. It's time to leave. So, like, if you look at it in that way, I like it.
You're hanging out, but parties with some weak ass people. Then, like,
That being said, the only people that I would say goodbye to at that point be people that I want to come party with me later. Like, hey, we're gonna get out of here. Let's go do some fucking karaoke.
where's the blow at?
Yeah, yeah, exactly.
Even if it's not there, yeah.
This
Where's it
season,
at? Where's it at? Yeah, they got little testers that you could buy on Amazon. Supposedly.
Hashtag sponsor.
Yeah, yeah. We just got a new sponsor.
Yeah. I think Christmas party. I think for one would be dress appropriately, which is you
So,
don't
are
want to
you
get
wearing a Christmas sweater, or are you wearing like?
Christmas sweater's always it's always good. That's fair. That's fair game. That's always good.
They got new they got kind of like too trendy though. You could buy them at like Hot
It
Topic
can be
and
trendy, but it's like you're gonna be basic. You're gonna be a basic bitch.
yeah,
Whatever. Like it's fun.
yeah,
Unless you got like the fancy one or it was like, oh my
like an OG Christmas sweater.
yeah, you're
Yeah,
like that's so funny. Like it has to be like funny, right? You
yeah,
can't just wear like a sweater and like oh, ugly Christmas sweater. Like it's got to be like a good,
yeah.
right? But that being said, like dressing appropriately is like literally just knowing the room, knowing the people, and just kind of like going from there, figuring out something that's going to work. Where it's like I'm a little bit holiday, but I'm still classy. That's what I'm going for.
A little holiday class.
Yeah.
That's where we differ. I'm going for a little holiday trash. Just it might be from my person in a past life or something, but I'm not a fan of dressing up for anything. I mean, I'll dress up for weddings and funerals. I'll put an aloha shirt and khakis on. Slippers or shoes depend on the person dying or getting married.
Yeah.
And sometimes they have these cool, like, for like one of the weddings, I wore Ninja Turtle socks and it was a hit. Yeah. Yeah. Actually, I've never wore fancy socks for a funeral. Just black socks. Or if I'm wearing long pants, then if they cover the socks, maybe they'll be a little crazy.
Yeah.
You can't be the crazy socks guy at the funeral. You're like, look at all crazy socks.
Actually, kind of funny. I actually have a pair of like socks that are like sports socks.
Oh yeah.
You're sad, but check out these tits.
He giving the eulogy. He's like, oh, the last thing I remember is she was jacking off to my socks.
In the sock.
Yeah.
Still feel it.
Yeah. That's double use right there. That's double use right there. Look at the outside, jack off on the inside. Fuck. Too bad we weren't. Oh, jizz, man. Too bad we weren't fucking alive in the 80s, man. That's a multi-use sock right there.
Say that whoever's hosting the party be formal to them and just be gracious, but still in the same part, like they kind of feel like they need to hold back. So be the person who brings them. You know what I mean? Bring the person who's like, okay, we need to like light the fire a little bit, because they need that.
Yeah.
They need that, right? A little bit. That's another thing. And then the last one,
if you really don't introduce yourself to the people that like own the party, they'll always like, even if you have a party, you'll be like, hey, who the fuck is this guy?
Yeah.
Or, you know what I mean?
Or that being said, my last one would be bring a gift that people are going to remember. They're like, that's the guy that brought
a handgun.
Columbine? What is this?
They didn't do a combine with a handgun. They use like AKs or some shit like that. You got to be precise. I went to a shooting range with a handgun.
Like, gifts is key.
If I went to a Christmas party with a handgun, fuck, I probably shouldn't be saying this, but I'd be missing everybody. Like, because I have no shot. From the one time I went on the range.
That being said, us personally, right? Our friend group, when we go out and we get fucking hammered, slosh, pinned, what are we gonna do?
Like for the night?
Yeah.
We're probably gonna go to karaoke.
Guaranteed karaoke.
And sing till that fucking place goes down or shuts down. Yeah.
Yeah. That being said, so we want to talk about this, right? One, it's almost like a do's or take of karaoke. Do's and don'ts,
rather. A doozer.
A do's and don'ts. For karaoke, it's like my number one is you have to have go-tos. Everybody has to have go-tos.
Yeah. So what's your go-to song?
My go-to song?
Or what's your go-to band?
Oh, dude, I have many. Yeah. You see, I have many.
Yeah, but for the sake of the show, what is it?
One that I always try and go to is usually not there.
I agree.
Not that Queen is not always there, but the song that I want is.
Yeah, having a good time? Bro, that is a crazy song. Yeah, number one. Hey, you stole my number one. So I'm
I guess we go back and forth.
Yeah. I guess if you didn't know me, I like I mix it up from oldies and gangsta rap. For right now, what I could think of is for my number one is the Warren G. Oh, I can't think of that song. But somebody got that Nate Dogg and Warren G. Regulators.
That's, but you have to
Regulators.
listen to it.
I'll sing both parts. I've done it before. I done it at
That's your go-to. That's your go-to number one.
what's that? Sanse's sushi spot or whatever like that. That used to be in Waikiki. There used to be where people could come up and like sing karaoke, and then I sang it there. They asked me for an encore.
I see. So, what are like the general guidelines for?
People singing, everyone's singing, pretty
Everyone's
much.
singing, but like somebody
Yeah,
because everybody's
I pick songs. Someone has to like pick the
and
songs.
the person
Has to sing it. No.
has to be somebody who's like they stepped outside of their shell, right? Like, stepped outside of their shell and they killed it though. And
Yeah.
they had dance moves. It was weird. And now everybody's like, dude, we're gonna get loose. Let's fucking do this.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like that's what makes a good one.
Yeah. If you're if you're the best singer and you do the first karaoke song,
We already know. We already know you're the best.
yeah, and everyone's too shy. Like I can't top that.
Yeah.
Same thing as like comedy act going on. Like you need an opening act. So it's almost an advantage to not be a good singer. Stage presence is a huge thing in
Yeah.
karaoke
You gotta go
singing.
along with
Yeah, man. As long as you bring the energy and you're singing those good songs, people are gonna sing with you. And whatever it is about the harmonies of life and shit like that, but if a bunch of people with crappy voices are singing the same song, it sounds good.
but I like
Yeah.
so I that the first couple of songs that people come out, they have to present them. It's like you have to let that like it's like okay, this is my song. This is like just because like that's what makes it. And then after that, we can do the whole thing where it's like sweet Caroline.
Whoa, whoa, whoa.
Yeah, you got to get at least the first five songs of people like. Let us do American Idol. We've been watching it for way too long. Actually, none of us watch it.
Yeah, no, it's all about the voice right
It's true.
now. Hot take. Ian Tonge might be a little overrated. Not saying he's a good singer, not saying that makes some good songs, but to win American Idol, he had a really good story. Yeah.
His first story when he told me he sang his first song. Did you cry?
No,
You didn't cry?
no, I don't. Not for the voice. No, I don't. He cried a lot. He cried more than anybody on American Idol
So
or The Voice. He
this
cried on
give
anyone more
me
than
your
The Voice.
last take on karaoke. Last
Okay.
take, last one opinion. Go.
Um, so my last thing is you can definitely vibe with the people that you're in, but you got to be ordering foods and drinks at the same time and shit like that. Like that is part of the atmosphere. Like a karaoke room is all about the atmosphere. And like when you get older and shit like that, you ain't really trying to go out to like the bar and fucking or the club and shit like that and then like do all that shit. But when you're in a room with your friends and nobody has to clean up and nobody has to cook and all you got to do is trade money for that shit, like you
Oh,
got
yeah.
to fucking yeah, exactly. Bring the vibe, man.
Yeah.
Yeah, I want a fucking jalapeno tequila shot. Like I'm I don't have jalapenos and tequila at home,
I
but I
don't
want
want
one
one.
right
All my
now.
friends do. Let's get 10.
Yep,
Yeah.
exactly.
I was going to say the same thing, but actually mine was more Come in hot, guys. Do not come in sober. We don't want to sit around and listen to fucking you guys
Well,
like
if
pretend
you
we
come
want
in
to sit
sober,
down.
at least be like
No,
a fun hang.
come in hammered. Sit. Let's do this. We only got 1 hour. Let's go.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Let's come in hot. That being said, hot. Let's get into sports.
Yeah. Hot sports.
Yeah.
Hot
So
sports.
we talked about this last time, and we said that the college melee, the playoffs that were going to happen, were going to be disgusting.
Yeah. Disgusting.
Disgusting. And they were disgusting. It makes no sense. What you said, where you're like, if you beat number one, you are number one. Well, that didn't happen, did it? No,
No, it did not.
it did not happen.
And fucking that just goes to show about how rigged like the sports, it might as well be like fucking politics and shit like that, like
Can
winning
you
the leagues.
imagine being somebody who is an alumni for Ohio State, Florida State,
See you later than sooner.
Michigan? Literally, all of them kind of got fucked.
Shout out Jim Harbaugh though. Fucking Jim Harbaugh is the goat. Yeah.
The guy in khakis, that's the goat.
Yeah. He is the goat.
John Harbaugh, the guy that won the Super
No, I'm talking about for college. We're talking about college football right now. And if we're talking about John Harbaugh versus Jim Harbaugh, the only thing supposedly by the media is Jim Harbaugh was treating his players too much like college football players, so he should have been. But he was a great football mind.
I'm going to say Texas doesn't.
Hey, yeah, speaking of uh, football coaches and stuff like that, have you been watching the Hard Knocks fucking Dolphins? What's the guy's name? Mike McDaniels. Mike McDaniels, man. That's like the future of NFL coaches right there. Like fucking nerds. Fucking it's like Moneyball with the NFL. He's like treating them like friends and winning games. Doesn't surprise me. Yeah. Why do you start drinking in the first place? He was working at because he was working at Washington. And he was working at Washington.
Yeah, Washington.
Yeah.
But see football. Because you didn't make the playoffs this year.
Nah, man.
Both leagues?
First year.
Both
so
leagues.
The leagues that we're playing in, yeah, the two leagues that we're playing with together, I didn't make the playoffs. First time in 10 years.
Shame.
First 10 years. All right, I'm going to take my clothes off right now. Shame. Shame. My tits aren't that nice, though. Who was it? Or not Khaleesi. Fuck, what was her name? Game of Thrones? The fucking shame girl that walked through the thing? The girl in the first episode that was fucking Lannister, something Lannister.
But really, we want to talk about is first and foremost the fantasy playoffs, do's and don'ts.
I had a bad strategy. Well,
but when you
I
get
had
to the,
injured players.
When you get to the playoffs, what are the do's? What are the don'ts? Right? Or not even the don'ts. Like, let's just talk about the do's.
Well, the do's is it's the regular season. So if your team is winning, then if your team is winning like by a lot, then they're going to be benching those star players like right before the playoffs. So like carrying into fantasy football, you got to think about that. Like if they're on a fucking hot team, they automatically made the playoffs. They're benching those guys.
It's like this is very true though, because like when you're talking about, let's say, the Philadelphia Eagles, right? And so, like, I was looking for them to be in contention for the number one seed because I didn't want them to pull their players. You know what I mean? Where like I
Yeah.
have Jalen Hurts in one league along with AJ Brown, and if they have the number one seed locked up, they're not going to play.
Yeah. So if you have Jalen Hurts, AJ Brown, like get a fucking backup, man, for the unless you're automatically locked in the playoffs.
Well,
Because
even if you're no, so what it comes down to
oh
is like
yeah, the
that
last
last
yeah
game,
yeah
right? You have to look at that last game.
yeah, and I lost a couple times
Yeah.
because of that. But fucking here is my biggest downfalls of fantasy.
Mm.
Um, one one league I picked up Dak, and then he sucked in the first half of the league, and it was like a two quarterback league. And then I dropped him right before he fucking blew up. In the same league, I drafted Cam Akers. Who would have known? Who would have known? And then it wasn't just like Cam Akers was done. It like he teased you from like going down another team, and then he did okay, and then he got hurt again. Um, fucking, I had Lamar Jackson and in one league, and then I had Patrick Mahomes, which I drafted too high for a quarterback when I usually don't do that. That's against my rules. But you know, you have these superstar quarterbacks right now, and then they just shit the bed, and you're like, well, that's a quarterback thing. People are putting too much fucking valor on quarterbacks.
But I think that goes into the next part of this, which is hindsight. So you're talking hindsight, right? Like in hindsight, I wish I would have done this.
Yeah,
But in hindsight, if I would have drafted all the players that I really wanted, it wouldn't have worked out. Do you know what I mean? Like literally all the guys that I wanted, like they did okay. Like some of
yeah,
them did great, some of them did terrible.
yep,
But the guys that I got, like you have to be okay with the guys that you get, and then work the waiver wire after,
yeah.
or work the trades after
Trades,
that.
yeah,
Yeah, that's where it's at. You know, like find like get the guys you believe in. When they have a down game, go and get those guys. Right, that's where it's at. And yeah, I mean
who was
that's
your biggest come up of the season?
dude. I mean, you know me, like I'm a slow cooker. So that being said, like another one I would say is like I'm a guy who always gets young rookies,
Yeah.
and I wait for them to develop.
So put names on that this
Put
season.
names on that this season. I mean, Bijan would be the easiest one. It's not supposed to be the case, but Bijan's the easiest one. Jamar is another one. I have in another league, Devon Achan.
Jamar was way better than Bijan.
Well, he is
No,
like I think Bijan's the better running back. I just don't think
you're
he's
talking
good.
about Jamar Chase, right? Oh, okay. Oh, Jamar Gibbs is definitely a better pickup. That was the worst not trade in my life,
Yeah,
pretty
that
much.
being said, no, so like all those guys, JSN is another one, Zay Flowers is another one. Like I literally just put money into these young rookies that I think will develop later. I'm okay with taking 3, 4 losses off the bat to be good down the road. That's my thing,
Mhm.
you know. And not a lot of people agree with that, but that's what I do.
Well, I did that with Brees Hall. Brees
Brees
Hall,
Hall was a knew he was going to be a G. I told everybody to
yeah,
draft Brees Hall. And
he didn't have many explosive games, but it's because he had a pretty high floor, and it's because if you have one of the worst quarterbacks as your quarterback, then like fuck,
that's
bro.
another one I didn't see coming though. My number one fucking pick,
A Raj, man, A Raj.
dude. That
That's the fucking NFL curse, or what's that show called? Fucking the HBO
Oh,
show,
yeah. Really? It's a curse. There's a curse there?
Hard Knocks curse. Hard Knocks curse,
What was the
man.
one before? Kyler Murray? No, that was in season.
Yeah, no, but every time I forgot the one before that. If we're talking about like statistic ones, but every time like someone gets like fucked up from like hard knocks and shit like that, or people overdraft players because of hard knocks. So like that's even when they did the Dolphins. Mike McDaniels was like, "Hey, hard knocks is here. Well, we ain't even gonna real about that. We need that money for extra helmets or some shit." That was a bad Mike McDaniels impression, but or a good one, or a really good.
It's been fun. It's been
He's
great.
wearing capris.
We're gonna wrap this one up because
Yeah, I gotta take a piss too.
yeah. So it's your favorite lunch meats. Thank you again to our sponsors, Dick Dazzled and
Fucking the lube,
Okole
bro. A Cole
Lube.
lube. You guys just need
Yes.
to take it
Thanks for
easy.
listening. Peace. We'll see you guys.